Hi everyone, I'm Lisa with Down to Earth Gardening and Design, and today's video is on how to deadhead your roses. So I'm out here with a knockout rose, but this video can apply to all of your repeat blooming roses. And there's so many of them out there. So that could be a David Austin rose, it could be a modern rose, a hybrid tea rose. Of course, your knockouts are repeat bloomers, some of your climbing roses, ground cover roses. So just do a little research and know what kind of rose you're dealing with. Now, with that said, even if you have a rose that only blooms once, you can still be out there and deadheading it to clean it up a little bit and shape it. So it's totally okay. We're just going to go over the basics of how to deadhead a rose. So there's three reasons why you want to deadhead your roses. So number one is to just clean them up. Number two is it's a great time to shape them. But number three, and this is what we're doing today, is it will encourage them to put the energy into more blooms. Because if you don't deadhead them, then they are just going to go to seed, or more technically, you'll see some rose hips on there. So you may want your rose hips. I will deadhead mine right through the end of August or right up until September, just to encourage them to be their healthiest and put out some more healthy blooms, because that's what we want out of our roses. So knockout roses, they are self-cleaning, which means that it's not necessary to deadhead them. But look at what we have here. You can see why I want to clean them up. And like I said, they not only look great, but they'll put more energy into their beautiful blooms. So materials that you need if you're following along, because we're actually going to show you how it's done here, is you need some sterilized pruners. You definitely want those. So nice and clean. We don't want to be transferring any disease. You want your rose gloves. So some protection here because our roses are thorny. And then you just want to trug some kind of bucket or something to throw all of our spent blooms and our snippings into. The first thing that you want to do is just kind of look around, because they are in different stages here for your spent blooms. So you can see here, this is what we're dealing with. And all you want to do is you want to go down to a healthy set of leaves. And if you can pick 5 healthy leaves, that is optimal. So you want to make your 45-degree angle cut right above that healthy set of at least 5 leaves. Now, there are some leaves here. You can see 3. And the reason why I'm not just cutting down to the 3 leaves is you're less likely to get another bloom. So you'll encourage some nice, healthy, big blooms if you go right down to the 5 set of leaves. So I'm just going to throw them in my trug here. Now, another tool that you can use here are some floral snips. And this may make it easier if you're dealing with something like this. Or let me find a better example for you here. Okay, so here we go. So for this right here, this stem with multiple flowers on it, for now, I'm just going to snip off the spent bloom. So it's much easier to have these little snips here for a task like that. So I like to have both tools on hand just in case. We're just going to take all of that right off. Okay, so let's try to give you a really good close-up of what I'm doing. So we're going to go right down here to the healthy set of 5 leaves on our 45-degree angle. A nice clean cut. This is great too, because your roses really need a lot of air circulation, and this has gotten quite thick here, and that will really help prevent some disease here. So fungal, bacterial, all that good stuff that our roses can be susceptible to. All right, you see this here? So lots of nice buds. We're going to leave it alone for now. But once it's done flowering, we're going to take this right down because I mentioned earlier in the video that it's also a great time to shape it. So I would bring it right down here and then really just take some of the height off and mound it a little bit. Okay, before we end the video, I want to give you 2 more deadheading tips. And one is, it's cloudy out, it looks like it might rain, and the minute it starts raining, I'm going to put my pruners and snippers away. And that's because pruning, when it's wet, really just helps transfer diseases on your rose or your roses if you're doing multiple shrubs today. And last but not least is I'm going to stop deadheading my roses the end of August. So once September hits, that's it. I'm done deadheading. I'm going to let it throw out some nice rose hips. We can use those in some great winter arrangements and whatnot. But the main reason for that is you want to let your rose prepare for dormancy. So it's going to slow down and then it's going to need to conserve some energy to go dormant for the winter. So no more deadheading or pruning after the end of August. So that's it for today. I hope this was a helpful video for you and you enjoyed it. And if you did, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because we have so many more gardening videos coming your way.